What's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. The first one, we're going to start out with a non-Olympia story, a sad story. I'm sure a ton of you guys are familiar with Big Lenny. He was a very interesting figure that kind of permeated the bodybuilding industry. I'm sure you've seen him in a lot of memes. He was better known as the Tom Platz of abs for his notoriously gigantic midsection. He was also one of the members of the Del Rey Misfits, a channel you guys might remember. He was in a bunch of videos with Jason Genova, another kind of bodybuilding celebrity that permeated the fitness industry. But Big Lenny became known for the midsection. He was known for doing the Ruby Classic every year down there in Florida. And a lot of you guys might have seen him more from memes. There's a lot of memes of Lenny, and I feel like his heyday was kind of in that Rich Piana area when the Del Rey Misfits was really big, maybe like 2017 or so. But the news is that Big Lenny passed away, and this news came from one of his friends, Stray Strength 650. So I guess this guy was a friend of Lenny's that was in regular contact with him, and I guess he hadn't heard from Lenny for a few weeks. He was trying to get in touch with Lenny. He actually called in a welfare check on Lenny because he was texting him and hadn't heard back. So they had another mutual friend, I guess, actually go and check on him because that friend hadn't heard from Lenny either, and they found out that he had passed away. So they don't know how long it had been that he had been passed away. I believe he said it was 2 weeks since he heard from Lenny last. And it's also a known thing that Lenny had congestive heart failure, so it could have been related to that, but it's Lenny. It really could have been anything. And it was reported today that he was passed away, but I don't think anybody knows for sure the exact day yet. It sounds like he may have been there for a while. And there's also been conflicting reports about how old Lenny was. A lot of people are saying he was 60. I've seen several people saying he was in his mid-50s. But the one thing we know from Lenny in watching his videos is that no matter what age he really was, he's 18 forever. So rest in peace to Big Lenny. I think the bodybuilding industry lost a true freak. Now, next up in the news, back to Olympia stuff, we got a recent physique update from William Bonac, another guy that we haven't talked about as much as a potential top 6 guy. But we're now one day out. Prejudging is tomorrow night, Friday night, depending on when you're watching this. Very brief, very short clip, but he hits a side tricep here. You can see a lot of detail in the lower body. Overall, he looks pretty good. He also says in the caption of this post that he doesn't have his family here with him this time, which he typically does, due to personal reasons, and I don't know what those reasons are, but I don't know if that's going to impact his look on stage or not. And Bonac is a guy that I think will probably be in the top 10. His highest placing was back in 2019 at the Olympia, where he was runner-up. And he was runner-up at that Olympia to Brandon Curry, another guy that we talked about earlier today, and how age isn't necessarily that big of a factor when you compare it to Dexter Jackson. Obviously, nobody is Dexter. Dexter is Dexter. But we did see kind of a revitalized version of Bonac's physique this season, a much better version of Bonac than what we had seen about a year prior. Because a year prior, he was kind of on the decline. His Olympia placings were gradually getting lower from that 2019 high. And then we haven't seen him back on the Olympia stage since we saw this new reimagined version of Bonac that's working with Stefan, boss of Outlaw. Again, a coach that has had a lot of success. So where do you guys see William Bonac placing at this year's Olympia? Two of the guys that he had the rivalry with going into this show, Behruz Tabani and Nathan Diasha, two guys that I think would have also been top 10 here. Neither of them will be here. So Bonac is the only member of that trio kind of representing that string of shows of that rivalry over the summer. And I think it's safe to say he'll be top 10, but is it possible that he's top 6 or higher? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is Bonac in your top 6 Olympia predictions? All right, guys, today's video is brought to you by the Arnold Sports Festival. Go to their website, arnoldsports.com. Buy some merch. Buy some tickets for next year. Watch the replay of last year's live stream for free. And look forward to and anticipate another live stream in 2025.
I was born a bodybuilder and I will die a bodybuilder. This is the #1 bodybuilding show in the world. It was really spectacular. We're gonna go up to $500,000 for the winner next year.
Now, next up in the news, I wanted to talk some more about Samson Dauda. I wanted to look at some more pictures. I wanted to see other angles and videos besides what we just saw on the live stream from him posing at the press conference. So this is the most clear iPhone video I could find. This was from Rep 1. And this is Samson posing at the press conference. He was the only person that posed at the press conference, if you did not catch it. So he got everybody talking about him. So in that respect, I think it was a wise move, and I think him and Fouad probably had it planned going into that, because Fouad was the one that asked him the question that set him up to hit this little posing session. But I was rewatching it, because I've seen people talking about Samson didn't look like he was in shape. It was a bad move for him to do this. And I think after watching these different angles in iPhone videos, and oftentimes the guys look sharper in the iPhone videos, the biggest thing to me, because what we're looking for from Samson here is obviously conditioning. That's what we've been saying all year. He's got to bring crazy, grainy, hard, just really detailed look. And from this video, I would say the thing that gave it away to me the most, what kind of shape Samson is in, was the side chest. And why do I say that? I want you to pay attention to the side chest and just look at his chest. Do you see any striations? Do you see anything even close to what you see from a guy like Hadi Chupin in this pose? Because we do want to see better condition from Samson. And I don't think it needs to be on the level of Hadi Chupin, like the same conditioning to beat him. Because Samson has a better structure. He's got more muscle. He's got a better shape. So if he just comes closer to that condition, I think he still has a chance at beating Hadi Chupin, but I don't think this is it. And I think still it's not a fair critique of Samson here. He is under the bright stage lights. He doesn't have Pro-Tan on. He's not shined up. It's not the day of the show. So you got to give him a little bit of grace and consider this isn't what the final product will look like. And I think the biggest indicator of Samson's condition is typically his lower body, specifically from the back, which we can't see at all here. But looking at this side chest, and here I'm looking at a still image here, the striations in the chest are just like not there. There's some starting, but I don't think this is going to be enough. Because we're not even talking about Samson versus Derek yet. We're talking about what does Samson have to do to get past second if we're thinking about last year's results. And Hadi beat Samson there. Hadi beat Samson at the Arnold. He's got to get past Hadi before we can even talk about him winning the Olympia. And when you look at this level of conditioning, I don't think this is going to be enough to get past Hadi, because what we know about Hadi is he's probably the most consistent bodybuilder of all time when it comes to conditioning. Hadi never misses. In even years where people have said Hadi was a little bit off, he was still probably the most conditioned guy in the show. So I'm curious what you guys think in the comments below about Samson's condition here, seeing some different videos that are not just from the live stream, seeing some different pictures that are not just from the live stream. But I still want to take my hat off to Samson for posing at all, because he did lay out the challenge. The question was, why do you think you deserve to be Mr. Olympia? And Samson said, anybody who thinks that I don't deserve it, come up here and meet me up front and let's pose. And of course, nobody else did. Samson was the only one that took his shirt off and started hitting poses. So there's definitely credit due in that regard. Do I think we saw a one-day out version of Samson that gave us hope that he's going to win the Olympia? No, I don't think we saw that. But do I think it's safe to say that it's just game over for Samson and he's out of the conversation just based on this brief guest posing type of thing? No. But overall, I think I was expecting Samson to look a little bit tighter than he looked here. But again, in fairness to Samson, we haven't even seen his lower body. But man, even looking at his back here, honestly, his back doesn't look nearly as detailed as it did in some of the Instagram videos that we saw from him weeks out from the show. So I don't know, man. Do you guys think Samson missed the mark here? Honestly, the more angles of this video that I watch, the more I think he is off here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. That's going to wrap it up for this video, but I'm going to see you guys in the morning for 212 prejudging, and then the night show, 212 finals, bodybuilding prejudging at the very end of the night. So big day tomorrow. You don't want to miss that. So make sure you like, subscribe, click the bell notification icon so you don't miss an upload. And as always, I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Power signing out. All right, guys, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. Also, check out my Instagram at NICKS&P, my Facebook page, which is simply Nick Strength and Power, my secondary YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Vlogs, for vlogs and bonus content that you will not see on this channel. And consider subscribing to my third YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Pokemon, which is all things Pokemon and trading card games, completely unrelated to this channel. So if you're into that, give that one a look. And all links to merchandise and social media will be in the description box below. If you guys want a Nick Strength and Power t-shirt, that will be in the Shopify link below. Have a great day.